Underspending labor is not a victimless crime. I mean, you're absolutely hurting the customer probably when you do that. We look at every policy and procedure, trying to figure out the best way for stores to do that. And we're always trying to save money. I mean, labor is our most controllable expense. It's our largest expense in the store. So we are out there looking at the transactions. Can we take 4 seconds off? Can we take 6 seconds off that transaction? And trying to take that time off and save it. As we've done this, we've began to, I believe, hurt customer service. People, by design, look for the easiest way to get work done. So we may have thought, oh, we found the new way to save 4 seconds from a transaction or 6 seconds from the transaction. Chances are that our associate is already doing that in a better way than we had anticipated. And then reinvesting that time helping the customer. It could be as easy as doing suggestive selling at the register. So if then I come in and say, I can save 4 seconds, I take the 4 seconds out, I tell the cashier he's got 4 seconds less to do that transaction, he then realizes, or she then realizes, guess what? Well, I don't have time to suggestively sell the pair of socks at the register. And I've now hurt my top line growth. Another way you can look at this is if you do have a process and you've studied it extensively and really understand it end to end, and you can come up with a piece of technology, something that is a game changer to that process, piece of equipment, something, you may want to take the time out of that task. But instead of necessarily taking it out of the store's budget, you may want to use that then to convert it to something that's going to build top line revenue. Have them do suggestive selling at the register. Have them do something else with the customer. Spend more time with the customer on the sales floor. Things like that. I mean, there's some value there that you need to capture somehow. Retailers want to reduce expense, cut to the bone, get everything as lean as they can because margins keep going down. But we really need to look at it as a revenue builder too. Can I refocus labor? There are ways to do it. I mean, talking to different retailers out there, us included, we're trying to find things that we can take off our manager table. I mean, we don't want them back in the office creating schedules all day. Can we make that process faster? Get them back on the sales floor, coaching their associates. So that'd be a good example. And I mean, if I can take an hour off a manager's day, can I reduce my management workload at that store? That's a big savings. We're looking at it and going, yeah, I want to reduce that workload that manager's doing. I want them out then or on the sales floor, coaching the associates, working with the customers, building the sales and rapport with that customer. Where we'd like to focus our cost cutting when we look at labor is more on what we call a filler task, something that does not add value to the customer. If you think about a store, I mean, you've got a lot of maintenance tasks, stocking the shelves, facing your items, mopping the floors, items like that. They have an impact on the customer. You want to give your customer the best presentation you possibly can. But if you can find ways to improve those processes, that's where you can probably take some time out and have some savings. It's where you're servicing the customer where you want to avoid. It's where you think you know what you're doing and don't do the adequate study to figure it out. One thing that we are really beginning to look at as a group is trying to go out and find the stores that seem to have the best productivity, figure out how they have improved, look at how they've improved and if they have good customer service scores, and then figure out what processes they've attacked and go after those.